and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Bernie Sanders, you stupid cuck. What's wrong with you? God damn it. This whole thing, you wasted everyone's time in 2016 and 2020. You know, the Democratic Party is embracing dark money in the primaries, and now the whole primary calendar is being changed. The whole primary calendar is being changed for the Democrats because now they have a new primary calendar, and Jamie Harrison on Morning Blow is now defending these new changes. These new changes in the system. Mika, blink twice if you're in danger.
At this point, President Biden faces no meaningful opposition to his leadership of the Democratic Party and a smooth path to renomination next year, even before.
Man is in his late 80s. He'll be the oldest. He is already the oldest president. He needs to be enjoying his golden years somewhere away from the public sphere. He's old. He's done. He's showing signs of dementia and Alzheimer's. He is no longer relevant. He is the setting sun. Democrats, this is the guy you want to rally around? This is the guy who's been on the wrong side of history. Roe v. Wade died under his watch. If that had been Trump, all of you have been out there in the street, including you, Bernie, you worthless cuck. Here's your good friend.
He has officially declared his intention to seek it. As for the nominating process, the Democratic National Committee has adopted a new primary schedule, one that will dethrone Iowa and New Hampshire as the leadoff states in the Democrats' presidential nominating process. Under the new rules, South Carolina will go first, then Nevada and New Hampshire, followed by Georgia and Michigan.
You want to know why they're doing that? Because, see, South Carolina, unlike the other two states, you know, like Iowa, which Iowa is already a crap show, but South Carolina is more controllable by the Democrats. Remember, it's in South Carolina where Obama made that infamous phone call to Klobuchar and Pete Buttigieg. It's there where they made those changes and where the Bernie Sanders momentum died.
However, the proposed calendar changes are not yet final. Georgia will need cooperation from Republicans in the state to change the primary date, and officials from both sides of the aisle in New Hampshire are vowing to fight the DNC schedule changes and still hold their primary first. Party officials are giving both states until June 3rd to finalize their calendars. Joining us now, Chairman of the Democratic National Committee, Jamie Harrison. And Jamie, I'll
see, already he's got that smug look like, I hope no one really challenges our stupid decisions.
Toss to John Heilman for the first question. John?
Mr. Chairman, good morning and happy Monday. A big move by the Democratic Party here. It's been many years when these traditions, Iowa goes first, followed by immediately after by New Hampshire alone on the following Tuesday. Now out the window. Talk to us, just walk us.
Oh, real quick, this video is brought to you by Case Study QB. Please follow him. He's still wrongly being censored on Twitter.
Through what the calendar now looks like and what the reasoning was behind that. We have some general sense of it, but the reasoning that put this new five-part calendar in February looks totally different. What the reasoning was that led you guys there?
Well, John, Joe, Mika, is always great to be with you. And I need to say hello to the most avid Morning Joe watcher, which is my mom, Patricia. But listen, this calendar looks like the Democratic Party, and it reflects the diversity of America. When you look at it, we start off with 3 small states. We start with South Carolina. That is,
anyone that used the word diversity or showing America or so much change or anything like that, know this. That's just additional words for a word salad that means nothing. And again, why do the changes? Why? Because you don't want a repeat of a Bernie Sanders situation like what happened in Iowa. I mean, hell, if we're not for Pete Buttigieg and his lousy app, I mean, God almighty, who knows how that entire election would turn out? Because again, some of the votes that went to Pete Buttigieg we're being called into question because something wasn't adding up.
Has chosen the Democratic nominee every time since 1992, with the exception of 2004 with John Edwards. John Kerry got second here in South Carolina. We then moved 3 days later to two other small states, New Hampshire, which has traditionally been the second contest, as you all know, Iowa, then New Hampshire. New Hampshire retains that spot. And then we also add Nevada, which elevates Latino voters. And then we go to two larger states. We go to Georgia, which is the home of the New South. And then we go to Michigan, which is the heart of the heartland. It's where the middle class.
Hey, what about Illinois? We're kind of a heartland, the Midwest. Why is my state being not included in this diversity?
Was born. So I'm really, really excited about this calendar because I think it does reflect the best of the Democratic Party and the best of America.
Okay, so see, that was a word salad. Blowing smoke up the wazoo.
Chairman Harrison, good morning. Jonathan Lemire. I know this will be a decision and the order could be reevaluated in 4 years. That's part of this, but New Hampshire's pretty unhappy now. They say that things have changed. Yes, they're still second, but they're no longer the first primary. South Carolina has jumped them. And we're hearing from very prominent Democrats in that state, forget about the Republicans, very upset about it and saying they simply won't play ball. So what are you going to do?
Well, again, I note this for a second time. New Hampshire.
And that's true. Valerie brings up a good point. Why can't all primaries happen on the same day? You want to know why? Because they want to drag it out. And plus, let's be very clear here, Valerie, as everything we learned here in the Democratic primaries of 2016 and 2020, they need time to, rig the machines, close polling stations down, make sure there's not enough paper ballots. I mean, I'm sorry. Hold on. My producer's yelling me in the ear, yelling at me. Correction. The Democrats are just making sure everything's going to work effectively. So they just need more time to set things up. So stop asking questions. Stop asking questions, poor people, and vote harder. Vote Democrat.
Hampshire has always been the second presidential nominating contest, and it continues to hold that position in this calendar. But let's take a step back. For 50 years, I just turned 47 yesterday, so longer than I was alive. For 50 years, Iowa and New Hampshire have been, the 1-2 step as it relates to.
And there's a lot of industry surrounding that too. Hey, Democrats, you're destroying a lot of jobs in Iowa and New Hampshire. How dare you? I thought you cared about Americans working.
Selecting the next nominee for the Democratic Party. We are just changing that. We're giving more people and more voices an opportunity to influence where we go as a party and where we go as a nation. And I think that's really important for us to continue to evolve. So this is what we're going to do. We have told New Hampshire we will continue to work with you. Again, they are in the same spot, actually probably even a little better because instead of having a week between Iowa and New Hampshire, there'll be 3 days between South Carolina and New Hampshire. So they're still going to have tremendous influence over the process, just as much as they've always had, but we're adding more diverse voices because our party reflects those diverse voices. So
Jamie,
we're willing to work with them, and we will.
They keep saying the word diversity. It's just a word salad. I can't. I only could sit through so much. Shout out to Case Study QB. How you're able to do that and still function is a miracle. And everyone, you need to follow Case Study QB on Twitter. He's doing a lot of great work. He's wrongly being censored. So, hey, Bernie Sanders, the Democrats are already writing legislation to propose anti-socialist laws. The Democrats are on board with having dark money in the primaries for 2024. You have people in the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, and the entire Democratic establishment still doing insider trading. Bernie, hey, Biden and Harris, they didn't adopt any of your policies with the aftermath of the 2020 election. Anything that was progressive was systematically killed by the Democratic establishment and the Biden-Harris administration. And to all those jagoffs saying that, oh, Biden's a leftist. No, he is not. Biden has been systematically become more corporate, like all of his other colleagues. As soon as they get into power, they just follow the corporate narrative. Bernie Sanders, all that quote unquote sacrifice that you did, all that time where you were helping people to be sheepdog in the Democratic Party. The Democrats redoubled and tripled their efforts to make sure that somebody like you can never rise again in the primaries. What's it like cucking out? What's it like knowing that everything you did led to this moment? If only you had fought harder. Lousy bastard.